And good evening, everybody.
Baby, then I'm back out on the roads, out screaming, shout along to every word I sing, 'cause they heard me. Every time my heart was broke, every emotion I ever wrote, I played on stage for everyone to hear, and all that's left is getting the hell out of here. In the corner is my bag already packed, and I can't tell you if I'm ever coming back. I'll play at every festival, sing every song I ever wrote, until the right person hears me. I'll go out on the road, make friends, eat every show, until the right person hears me. And I sell shows out, the crowd screaming, shout along to every word I sing, 'cause they heard me. I'm playing every festival, I sang every song I ever wrote, because the right person heard me. Now I'm out on the road, I don't know when I'm coming home, because the right person heard me. And I sell shows out, the crowd screaming, shout along to every word I sing, 'cause they heard me. They heard me.
That's great. Miss Ashley Ledrick, you said brand new, huh? Or it's brand new here.
It's brand new here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you kind of ad-lib the Crescent Hill part?
The lyric, well, when I originally wrote it, the lyric said Phoenix Hill, and then like I played it at Phoenix Hill Live, and then like the
Yeah.
next Monday they closed down, so it was like bad karma, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So then I changed it to
Uh-oh.
Then I changed it to Nashville,
Yeah.
since I'm always down there doing stuff. But
Yeah.
Crescent Hill rhymed, so I threw it in.
It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we plan on hanging around for a while, so
Yeah.
reverse that bad karma, right?
Yeah, if you guys close by like next Monday, I'm never going to play the song again.
No kidding. Great stuff. Great
Thank
stuff.
you.
So yeah, you play. I wanted to start with your touring and everything, and then we'll kind of work in reverse from there.
Okay.
Because you say you do a lot of work down in Nashville, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few Nashville connections. And so they'll call me and they'll say, hey, can you play for this benefit gig? Or, normally every year I play CMA Fest down there. So I'm in Nashville pretty frequently. I actually really like being down there. So as
Yeah.
much as I love Louisville, as much as I call Louisville home, there's this little tear shed when I have to like come back from Nashville and go back to like school and work and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do stuff down there. But then as far as tour, like I have school. So
Yeah.
school started today. I don't get to just go out on the road now.
That's right. That's right. So you go to IUS, right?
I am. I just transferred this year. I spent freshman year at U of L, and then just decided I kind of wanted to switch to somewhere else. And, I liked IUS and I liked the
Yeah.
comfort of it. So I switched there this year.
Yeah. It's a good school.
Yeah.
Good school. So do you spend your summer months on tour, or playing around? And
I try to book as many gigs as I can in the summer as possible. Whether it be a Louisville gig or, I'm from actually New Albany, Indiana. So whether it be somewhere in like New Albany or Jeff, Nashville. So I definitely do try to book up the summer as much as my schedule allows.
Yeah, I was going to say New Albany and Jeff, and Clarksville, they're all bustling now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really cool. So, I got almost a regular gig now at Bank Street Brew House.
Really?
So, yeah.
I actually haven't played there yet.
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard
a
they're a
fun
blast.
place. Yeah, it is. It's a very fun place. It's thrilling to see it all, taking off up there.
Mhm.
Since the new bridges went in, and ironically, Bank Street Brew House is across from the old bridge,
Yeah.
the Sherman Minton.
Yeah.
Which I think that's going to take off a lot more because I don't think that bridge is getting tolled. So.
That's
all
my
of a sudden
go-to
every-
bridge.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Yeah. That's going to become a lot of people's go-to bridge.
Yeah, I think people are going to be coming across 62, from
Mhm.
Clarksville over there. But
Right.
we'll see what happens. So let's start going back into history then.
Okay.
When you got started.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. That was a long time ago, right?
That was a long time ago. I guess I've kind of, like, how I got started musically, or I guess, like, as a solo artist?
Let's go with musically.
Okay.
I mean, like, were you a toddler, and listen to your parents' records, or?
Well, I actually get my singing voice from my mom, but where I sing, like, Colby Calais and Taylor Swift,
Right.
she can do, like, Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and kill it, and I'm just
wow.
like, I couldn't even do that if I attempted to. So I guess I was kind of always around music, and then I was just a choir kid from 4th grade to 10th, I
Yeah.
think. And once I got into high school, I was like, I want to kind of dabble with performing other than with, a big crowd with me, like a choir.
Right.
So I started with Jimmy's Music Center over in New Albany. We did a rock band, and the best and the worst decision in my musical career.
Sure.
I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't been in the band.
Right.
But as you hear from my singing and my songwriting, my voice is not meant to be in a pop punk cover band that does Bowling for Soup and Green Day.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was. So
Yeah.
from there, I just decided, I'll learn a few chords. I'll teach myself guitar. I'll try to figure out how to write and stuff like that. And I made friends in the music community that helped. But I'd say probably sophomore year of high school, I started doing solo shows. And the first one was actually opening for Olivia Hankin right before she left to be on The Voice.
Oh, yeah.
I played and opened for her. So that was kind of my first solo gig. But yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's been a journey.
Yeah, there's been some great artists come out of Jimmy's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kendra Villager and
Yeah.
I want to say, I can't remember if Haley Shields, Jeff Guernsey is her guitar teacher. And,
Oh, okay.
And but yeah, there's a lot of great people at Jimmy's up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone with children or any young people aspiring to be stars, go to the music stores. I cannot emphasize it enough.
Yeah. Between
I
like
mean-
Jimmy's or, I was at Mom's Music for a little bit.
Mom's Music,
I think
yeah.
both programs are super, super awesome.
Yeah.
know.
And just the staff in general, they are professional musicians.
Yeah.
And they and they love to see kids take an interest in music. My son, his big star, we took him to Willis Music and we took him to Mom's Music, so they all know him.
Mm-hmm.
And his go-to store has been Music Go Round for the past 10 years. So and it's really cool. The
Yeah.
staff there when he was 13, he's 25 now. When he was 13, the staff there talked to him like a grown-up.
Right.
And when he was 15 or 16, I tend to digress. Sorry about this. Tool's 10,000 Days came out.
Yeah.
And there was a new pedal called, I think it was called a Whopper, that Adam Jones used. And Music Go Around had it. And
He had to go get it, didn't he?
well, he didn't have to go get it. We didn't have the money, but he had to try it out. And so he's playing, Wings for Marie on. And it was a relatively new album. And this kid already knew he could play
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of the tunes off that album.
Yeah.
And I think it was Eric Horton was working there at the time, who now works at Guitar Emporium. And he walks in the room and he says, "I'm sorry, you can't play Wings for Marie here." And then he's, laughing, and then we had a 45-minute conversation about Tool, And he's talking to my son, who was 15 years old, like a fellow musician. And that really endeared him to go into that scene,
Yeah.
and it's really cool. And now a lot of people know him. I go to music, or, oh, you're Quentin's dad,
See, I'm like the other way around because
Yeah.
My dad's like my main promoter. So you would think being a singer-songwriter and like playing pretty frequently in quite a few places in this area, if I get recognized in public or something, be like, oh, you're Ashley Ledrick. Well, like now it's not that case anymore because my dad has like every musician type artist, anybody on his Facebook. They're like,
Yes.
oh, you're David Ledrick's daughter.
Yes.
Like I went on a date and the guy was like, oh, I'm friends with your dad on Facebook. And I was like, check, please.
Yes. It's like, Dad, the promoter's supposed to get my name out there.
No, he's a super big promoter of me and all local music. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an artist from this area, then you know the name David Ledrick probably more than you know my name. So
Yeah, it's when we met up at Mom's Music at National Music Day. I think your dad told me, he said, I think the only guy who's on Facebook as much as me is you, talking about me, And I kind of earned that reputation a few years ago. We're like, oh, yeah, you're all over Facebook. I know you. Well, thank you, Facebook.
That's definitely Dad.
Yeah. But he's a proud dad. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got to love him for that.
Yeah, he keeps me humble
Yeah.
and in line.
Yeah.
I'll get a little sassy and he'll be like, you're not Taylor Swift. Chill it out. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, sorry, Dad.
Yeah. You
Love
say,
you.
I'm not Taylor Swift yet, Dad.
That might have been my response once or twice.
You're listening to 100.9 WCHQ Louisville. This is Beyond the Music. I'm Gavin Castor, host. My guest tonight is Miss Ashley Ledrick, and that's one thing that struck me is your voice. You have such a great voice, and it's so
Thank you.
identifiable. I was at Mom's Music, hanging out with Marvin there, and he was just talking, and I kept turning my head. I was back in his office. We were talking, and I heard your voice. I'm like, I know that voice. I know that voice. And so it was after you. I think Carrie Walls was just finishing up her set, and I walked up to you. I said, I know Ashley Ledrick, right? So I didn't have to say you're David Ledrick's daughter there. So you're Ashley Ledrick. So that's kind of cool. You know,
it is.
you got a great voice.
Thank you.
You want to treat us to another song?
For sure.
Cool.
Let's see. This is my sound check song. So if you're on Facebook Live, I wish I
gonna
was
hear
able
it
to see
again.
like comments or thumbs up, or maybe they're putting mad faces. So maybe I shouldn't want to see what Facebook Live is right now. But they heard this during the warm up if they logged on super soon. So
Yeah.
anyway, this is I Miss. First single I ever released, Song of the
Cool.
Year, won Indieville TV's Song of the Year in Nashville
That's
back in
awesome.
2015. So I got like Song of the Year, and then I got like my high school diploma, and I'm pretty sure I'm still more proud of Song of the Year.
Absolutely. We'll go
But-
into that after. We'll go into detail.
Okay.
Of that after you play I Miss.
Yes.
Ashley Ledrick here on Beyond the Music on WCHQ Louisville.
Miss the sound of your voice when you laugh. Something funny, and I miss the way we always hated. We never had money, and I miss the way you held me tight when I was scared. How you showed me daily how much you cared, and I miss the way that we walked and we talked always together, and I miss the way you made me feel. But now you're gone and I And it won't be easy, but I gotta stay strong. And you know it feels like the end of the world. I'm still missing every part of being your girl. I miss the way your hands fit perfectly in mine, and I miss the way we stayed up late all the time. I can't imagine feeling this way with someone new, not when all I'm wanting is you. And I miss the way that we walked and we talked, always together. And I miss the way you made me feel. But now you're gone and I have to move on. And it won't be easy, but I gotta stay strong. And you know it feels like the end of the world. I'm still missing every part of being your girl. Can we go back to when everything was fine? I was yours, you were happily mine. You know we could fix this all, just tell me when, 'cause all I want is you again. And I miss the way that we walked and we talked, always together. And I miss the way you made me feel. But now you're gone and I have to move on. And it won't be easy, but I gotta stay strong. And you know it feels like the end of the world. I'm still missing every part of being your girl.
100.9 WCHQ Louisville. Remember to turn the mic up. I know Colin's got me in there, but I tend to cough, or this chair squeaks quite a bit. I don't know if it's picking it up. So I turned my mic down. Ashley Ledrick, love that song.
Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. So, Song of the Year.
Yeah, it is.
That is
crazy.
cool. Details. We need details.
Okay. So Indieville TV, I guess they're an organization, and I think they're based out of Louisville, I think, from what I remember. But anyway, they held an award show, and local artists were nominated for different categories. And what they did is they emailed you if you ended up being nominated for something. And I guess what happened is on their TV and radio station, they would play these songs and music videos, and people would say, well, I want this person for this. I want this person for this. So they emailed me, and they were like, congratulations, you're nominated for Song of the Year, Indieville TV. And honestly, at first, I thought it was like a scam or something.
Well, sure.
Because I was like,
congratulations, you
Yeah.
won. Yeah.
right, that's what I kind of thought it was. And I was like, at the time I was 18, and I was like, I'm a 18-year-old high school kid from
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get nominated for things in Nashville. But I checked it all out, and I researched who they were and stuff like that, and it panned out. And so they had a open allotted of time where fans would go and vote who they want to win, just kind of like any other award show that you would probably see. And so then you went to Nashville for the award show, and it was me, my dad, and my boyfriend at the time. And Dad actually went while he had a broken foot, but he
Wow.
still went to Nashville and stuff. So that was really cool. But we were there, and Song of the Year was one of the last awards to be announced. So I sat through this entire thing waiting for my award to finally come up.
Yeah.
And this guy gave a 10-minute speech before my award because they were like, next is Song of the Year. So I was shaking.
Yeah.
And this guy gets up there and he's like, oh, I really hate when people take a lot of time to introduce a winner for a category and this, and this. But then he went into like a 10-minute spiel of why he hated that. Oh, I just hit that mic.
Of course.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at Dad and I'm just like, he's never going to stop talking and I'm never going to know who won.
Yeah.
And then they said winner. I missed Ashley Ledrick. And I think I like cried but didn't realize I was crying.
Yeah.
And then Dad had a broken foot, but he like stood up and like cheered and screamed and stuff. And I went on stage and gave an acceptance speech that I don't even remember because I was so happy and so in the moment. And Dad told me afterwards, he was like, all you did is talk about how happy you were that you won, because I guess I had made a deal with my Spanish teacher that like she knew I was going to miss that Monday in class because the award show was a Sunday and we had a test. And I was like, look, Miss Badger, I'll be in Nashville. I'm not going to get back till like 3 a.m. More than likely, I'm not going to be on school on Monday. And she was like, if you win Song of the Year, I won't make you take the test. Like, I'll just exempt it. I really hope my old principal's not listening to this. And so anyway, I think in the acceptance speech, I was like, and this means I don't have to make up my Spanish test. And that was the last test I had to worry about for graduating. Woo! And Dad was like, of all the things you could have said on stage, that's what you said. But no, it was super cool. And I have like a plaque. Says Indieville TV 2015. Song of the Year, Ashley Ledrick, I Miss, and it's literally hanging on my wall at home. It's like a wall of fame,
really cool.
But all I have is one award. But it's okay because it's like one more award than other people have, so I'll take it.
That's right. Well, you're still very young, you know. The Grammys will come later. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can hope.
Yeah, the Grammys, and of course, you know, this is where I get arrogant because musicians can also get Emmys and get Oscars for music syncs, you know.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of opportunities out there. But you're doing a great foundation for your life.
Well, thank you.
And my listeners are going, what? Why? What do you mean by foundation? Musically, yeah, you've got the award. You've got contacts in Nashville, and you're still quite young. And but the other thing is what you are studying at IUS, which everyone, I think it should be mandatory for everyone, because I was a business person. I used to own my own company, and I wasn't the best at it because I did not take the business courses, and I wish I did.
Yeah.
But that's what you're doing.
Yeah. First day of classes were today, so it's weird transferring schools, like as a sophomore, because everyone that's walking around and doesn't have an idea what they're doing are normally freshmen.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, professors will be like, oh, well, who, like today a professor was like, who is new to campus? And I raised my hand along with some other people, and they were like, well, who all's freshmen? And like everyone besides me raised their hand. And I was like, oh, awkward, hey. But no, yeah, I really have always kind of liked business, and I really like music. And originally I was going to study music business.
Yeah.
But I had the chance to go into the business school at IUS, and where I would have only had one major and kind of one concentration if I was a music business major.
Right.
Here, I'm a business major, but I have 3 concentrations, so it'll make me a little more diverse.
Absolutely.
Once I graduate and get out there, so I really like it.
That's great. And yes, music has a business end, and it's a very serious thing. So if you're an artist, you need to at least learn how the business works, which you're getting it practically already. You know, when you spend time in Nashville, and you're also getting it in school as well, as far as the general dynamics of business and how to run said thing. But where was I going with? So we're going there. Yeah, time for an ID. You're listening to Beyond the Music here on 100.9 WCHQ Louisville. Gavin Castor hosting tonight, and my guest is Miss Ashley Ledrick. We play her tunes at least once a day. You have some great tunes. I believe yesterday on my Sunday spot I played All These Tears, which is a great one of my favorites. It's got that heavy beat. You want to tell us about that one, about the recording of it?
All These Tears is actually the only song on the album that I didn't write. So everything else that I play live, other than when I do covers, but every original
Right.
I play live and every original I've ever put out, I wrote. All These Tears actually was written by my producer, Richie Ray. He was the co-owner of New Albany Production House before they closed down.
Yeah.
So he actually wrote that one, and he called me one night, and when I say night, it was like 1 a.m.
Wow.
And he's like, I just wrote this song, and I think it would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
And so at the time, I was kind of stubborn, and I was like, I don't want to sing something someone else wrote. I really like singing my own material, this, and this. And then I was like 16 at the time because we hadn't
Yeah.
even recorded the album yet. And the same guy that I Miss was written about, me and him had broken up. And at 16, that was like the most devastating thing I could have went through.
Oh, yeah.
So then I called Richie, and I was like crying because Richie's like my second dad. And he was like, you need to record this song, and you need to record it while you're still emotional so that it sounds great.
Yeah.
And so he brought me into the studio, and I recorded it, and I like cried because I wasn't over my heartbreak.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of my favorite songs to listen to.
Yeah.
It doesn't get played live very much just because, I don't know, I like having Richie there when I play it live, but
Well,
no,
sure.
it's definitely one of my favorite songs, and I'm glad that 16-year-old stubborn me decided to finally listen and record the song because I really like it.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember playing it a few years ago and saying, that was 16-year-old Ashley Ledrick. Yeah.
I feel so bad for my Facebook Live watchers because somebody's calling me right now. Can I read what that says? Mark Maxwell from the Crashers. He's calling me right now, so I don't know if it paused
Wow,
Facebook
you're a
Live.
celebrity. Yeah.
I don't know if it paused or if they're just hearing
Mark's
a buzz.
probably listening in and saying, hey, you sound great.
Yeah, Mark, if you're listening, just send me a text. I'll call you after the interview.
Yes, and we're halfway through the show. Be sure to tune in. You can catch our YouTube Live link. It's on the Beyond the Music page. I posted it on there, and also on CrescentHillRadio.com. And you can also watch our other shows, the Homegrown Radio Hour on Wednesday nights, and Tara Bassett's Waggin Wednesdays, 4 to 6 on Wednesday, Cumberland Country, and Hippy Heads Spotlight. So, cool stuff.
There's a show called Hippy Heads?
Yeah, Hippy Head.
When does that air?
On Thursdays.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, Hippy Heads Spotlight. Yeah, it's one of the original shows here. Yeah. Thursdays at 8 p.m. And CJ Cumberland. I'm sorry, CJ, brother, if you're listening. CJ Cumberland Country on Thursdays, 6:30. Excuse me. Starting to get choked up here. So, you got another song for us, Ashley?
I do.
Cool.
I've played a lot of new stuff for you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, this one has a bad word, but I'm able to bleep it out.
Good.
And mark it out because it's a family station. And
Yeah. FCC thing, too.
yeah.
When we hit the FM airwaves, we came under their regulations real heavy. So.
Yeah, in high school I worked I was part of WNAS.
Yeah, WNAS,
over at New Albany High School, so we always had to be really careful about like what we played and stuff.
It's one of my favorite stations.
So I will edit this out.
Cool.
But this song's called My Ex-Boyfriend.
Ah, okay.
Remember when you said I was the only one? Remember when you even like that I wrote songs? Or how about being happy that we're together? You even said we would be forever. Well, maybe it was me, but probably not. Maybe it was you, that's what I thought. I went on stage, you lied to my face, you were out with the guys, they weren't even inside. It really sucks that I fell for your tricks, 'cause my ex-boyfriend's da 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 da. Remember when you said that she was just a friend, and I believed you until the very end. Sorry that I actually trusted you, but now I even feel sorry for you. It was an accident, not a lie, but you don't accidentally sleep with someone multiple times. I went on stage, you lied to my face, you weren't out with the guys, they weren't even inside. It really sucks that I fell for your tricks, 'cause my ex-boyfriends are da 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 da. I went on stage, you lied to my face, you weren't out with the guys, they weren't even inside. It really sucks that I fell for your tricks, 'cause my ex-boyfriends are da 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 da.
That was a great bleep out.
We purposely wrote it so it could be bleeped for radio.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I think everybody could complete the rhyme there.
I would.
Anyway, yeah.
I tried to make it obvious without saying it, so
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's great. So when are you recording that so we can play it on the station here?
Well, we are doing, Richie and I are doing a full album. So the first thing we released was an EP, and I think we started recording when I was 16, and it released when I was actually 17.
Right.
Now I'm 19 going on 20, so we were like, 2 years, that's kind of a long time. So we're actually doing a full album, and that'll be on that. So it just takes a little bit because 12 songs is a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I know my listeners heard me repeat this like a broken record, but my son took, of course, they all have their own lives. They all had their own jobs. So it took 14 months to produce a 12-song album.
Yeah, especially as a student, and especially as someone who has like a part-time job and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Plus gigging. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I was in the situation where I could just throw myself in the studio for a month and a half, 2 months,
Yeah.
and knock majority of it out. But we do have to space it out. But no, that one is getting recorded. But for right now, it's just a treat for when you come to a live show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you may want to record that as a single and release it. You can still have it on the album, but do a single release. You know, that is really good, really great.
You.
Of course, you know we can broadcast it anyway. What we do here at Beyond the Music, I'm finally getting back into it. Is we're able to isolate the tracks off the performance.
Oh, okay.
And then
play on like a live
yeah,
version.
So we play it. We put it on our playlist as a WCHQ exclusive, live in the studio performance.
Well,
So
yeah, this is the only radio
cool.
station that I've ever played that at, so I guess it is an exclusive for you guys.
Yeah, a super exclusive.
Yeah.
I guess if you can say that.
Super
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exclusive.
Yeah.
I tried to combine the words, it didn't work out.
Soup exclusive.
Something like that.
You're listening to Beyond the Music here on 100.9 WCHQ Louisville, all local, all the time. And my guest tonight is Miss Ashley Ledrick. And so, yeah, we were talking right before. We did a lot of talking right before the show. Because Donna Watts' show wraps up at 8, and then we have 25 minutes to get everything together. So we fit 3 hours of conversation in one piece. But you were talking about what all you do. You have school, and you have at least one part-time job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have school, which is, I'm taking 15 credit hours, so it's pretty hefty
Pretty
load.
intense, yeah.
which I've always taken 15, and I think it was a big deal until I realized that I'm taking like microeconomics and calculus the same semester, and I'm like, goodbye social life.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
and then we have an organization at IUS called SPC, which is Student Program Council, and they just hired me as their arts and entertainment coordinator. So there's all these events and entertainers and artists and bands that we bring to campus, and I'm kind of in charge of overseeing that all of that goes well. So I basically get paid to hang out and watch bands play.
How cool is that?
And make sure everyone else is doing their job. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely like it. I actually left an event early tonight to be here. So I don't know if Ivan Pacell's listening, but sorry, you were really great for the 20 minutes that I saw. But I actually had to leave to come here for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I guess it would look kind of vain if you kind of booked yourself for one of those events, wouldn't it? Unless they...
I guess I'm allowed to say this. We had an artist whose contract said that, you know, the university was required for finding him an opening act, and my boss had signed off and said that's fine. So I was looking at the contract, and I went to my boss and I said, hey, who'd we book as the opening act? Because I don't see anybody, you know, on the schedule, or I don't have another contract or writer or anything like that. And he's like, what do you mean? And so I showed him where he signed off on that the university would provide an opening act, and he goes, oh, well, do you know anybody? And so I looked at the calendar and I was like, well, I'm free. And he's like, okay. So
Well, there you go.
I think it's, I don't remember the date. It's in September. But Abe Parker is the guy, and he's from Atlanta, I believe. And he's opened for like Switchfoot and Andy Grammer and somebody else. And I'm his opening act now.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one.
That's cool.
He actually just accepted me on Facebook the other day, so he might even be watching for all I know.
Oh, well, cool. So, listeners, if they want to find out all that is Ashley Ledrick, where do they go?
If you want strictly music, Facebook is probably the best. I'm actually really bad at keeping up with my music page. But if there's an event coming or there's a gig coming, I am really good about making sure it's posted on there. Good. So facebook.com/Ashley Ledricks with an S at the end, music. If you want to know what I ate for dinner or want to see me tweet song lyrics, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter are all Ashley's _music.
Okay.
I probably should have done like a Twitter cleanse before promoting my own Twitter, but let's just keep in mind that's my personal Twitter if you're following me. So
do a quick cleanse.
That's not always music related.
Yeah.
So, and I just said IUS is my employer. My tweets are not a reflection of my employer.
That's right. Do not necessarily reflect the opinion of IUS. Gotcha.
No. Yeah. Don't. Whew.
And you can follow WCHQ on Twitter and on Instagram at WCHQFM as well. And I guess I'll do some shameless self-promotion here, too. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Gavin Castor, and I'm on Facebook as well. So I'll just say, just Google my name. I'm on more social networks than I know of, but keep up with the station Beyond the Music page. If you like what you hear, be sure to hashtag Beyond the Music, capital B, capital T, capital M, on your Twitter and Instagram, so forth. And let everybody know about this really cool show we've got here on this really cool station with really cool guests, like Miss Ashley Ledrick.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, that's right. Got one more song for us? Or maybe a couple? What?
I got a couple, so I'm trying to pick which one.
While you're pondering, I'm also going to be at Bank Street Brewhouse tomorrow night. We were just talking about Bank Street Brewhouse. It's my turn to host the open mic there. They have an open mic every Tuesday night, starting at between 7 and 8, somewhere around there. And I'm on a 4-week rotation there, so hope to see you guys up there tomorrow night.
We'll see if I remember this one. I released a live video performance of it on July 4th because the song's called Red, White, and Blue. So We'll see if I remember it. If I realize I don't remember it, then I'm just going to casually switch to a different song. So we'll see.
Okay, cool.
That it gets so high off a kiss off of your lips. This is the part where the movie ends. The credits roll and the girl feels like she'll never see the boy again. Sound of you getting on that plane is the sound my heart made when it broke.
Mess that one up. We're gonna switch songs because that wasn't the right key at all, and I tried to go with it anyway because I tried to be a pro there. So normally I would never do that on an interview, but that was really bad. So just kidding, ignore that. That wasn't even me. We actually brought like a cat in and it was squealing. This is called I Adore.
The beauty of live radio, folks.
Maybe it's the way your glasses match mine, or the way you bat your big brown eyes, the way you change a song when I have the radio on all the time, all the time. 'Cause I like Elton John, you like John Mayer. I wrote you your own song to prove we should be together, 'cause I like to sing these notes. You like anything Jack White wrote, and I love the way you strum your guitar, the way your eyes shudder when you laugh, and the way you don't know your way back from my town to yours is what I adore. Maybe it's the way that we joke all the time, or the way you make me smile without even trying, the way you gaze at stars at night, and the way you held me tight the first time we were together. 'Cause I like Elton John, you like John Mayer. I wrote you your own song to prove we should be together, 'cause I like to sing these notes. You like anything Jack White wrote, and I love the way you strum your guitar, the way your eyes shudder when you laugh, and the way you don't know your way back from my town to yours is what I adore. 'Cause I like Elton John, you like John Mayer. I wrote you your own song to prove we should be together, 'cause I like to sing these notes. You like anything Jack White wrote, and I love the way you strum your guitar, the way your eyes shudder when you laugh, and the way you don't know your way back from my town to yours is what I adore.
100.9 WCHQ Louisville. Ashley Ledrick live here in the studio on Beyond the Music. Great references.
I feel like that's how people always know that, like, I actually write my own songs. And then if you're someone that I've dated, you'll know if I release a song that's written about you.
Yeah.
The guy that song was written about, it was actually played. I played it live last time I was here, and he came across the video on YouTube, and he sent it to me and was like, "Did you write a song about me?" And I was like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I told you when we were dating that anything good or bad that happens is songwriting material. You agree to it or we break up.
Yeah. You almost have to, present them with some type of written agreement.
Yeah, it's almost like a contract. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we can date, but whatever you do that's cute or that upsets me, it's fair game to write about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, my dear friend Alana Fugate has said that too.
Mhm.
If you date a songwriter, you're going to have a song written about you.
Yeah,
So,
like, there's not a boyfriend that I've had that doesn't have a song written about him. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
or
well,
multiple songs written about him.
well, yeah, you draw off life.
Yeah.
A lot of my tunes are about my wife and my son.
Yeah.
Of course, they're pretty boring because it's boring married stuff. But, I like them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do. We draw off of life. We draw off of everything that we experience, and then once in a while we make up a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you do, though? I mean, have you drawn experiences off of or drawn off of other people's experiences so far?
I definitely do. I mean, I wouldn't say everything that I write in every single song is exactly how it happened or exactly what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
A good example is I have a song called Recovery that, if you listen to the lyrics of it, is essentially about overcoming depression.
Yeah.
And majority of it wasn't written from my personal experience, but I had a best friend that went through it, and I wrote it, I recorded it, and she actually used it as part of her coping and recovering method.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think you definitely, because you can make a story up. I mean, there are songs that I have one song that talks about being married and having kids. I'm 19, single with no kids. Like, I mean, obviously that's a made up song, but
Right.
I
Right.
think some of the best songs kind of draw from the best and the darkest of times that either you've been around or experienced or that
Yeah.
loved ones have experienced. So
Yeah. Yeah. Draw off of that dark place.
yeah.
That's what Patty. Here, I'll go drawing a blank. Patty. Patty Griffin. Thank you, brain. It takes a while for that second brain cell to kick in. Patty Griffin. She was on World Cafe back in 96, 97. She had that song Every Little Bit, her very first hit.
Yeah.
And that album was basically just her and her guitar. A brilliant album.
Yeah.
And David Dye asked her that, and she said, yeah, a lot of people think, your songs are so depressing, but she said it's, that's where they come from. You get depressed, feeling down, and then all of a sudden, and then her words were, there's a song.
Yeah.
The song just comes out.
Well, I mean, when you're
It's-
happy
it's a
about
release.
something or like upset about something, growing up, what do most people do? They keep like a journal or a diary.
Exactly.
Or, there's that whole like, oh, write a letter to whoever you're mad at, but don't mail it, crumble it up or whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically what a songwriter does. We
Yeah.
just make it rhyme and we put a melody behind it.
Yeah.
Like, watching me live or listening to my album, it's reading my diary. I mean,
Yeah.
you just heard that I went on a date with a guy who played guitar, liked Jack White,
Right.
listened to John Mayer. Like, you're having a conversation with me. And I think there's a lot of songwriters in our area and nationally that do the same thing. It's a
Oh, yeah.
diary.
Yeah, it's a diary. I've had conversations with stand-up comics because I tell them, at least I hide behind my guitar. I've
Yeah.
got something accompanying me, or I'm with a band. You guys are out there with nothing but a microphone. I've got the highest respect for you guys. And a couple of them have countered with, yeah, but you're bearing your soul out there because
Yeah.
your songs come from your heart, and I just make up stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just making I make I'm forming an opinion from what I've seen from the news or whatever.
Right.
And so I'm like, that's kind of cool. Little mutual respect there.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you this question then. How was it intimidating at first getting up there and bearing your soul like that?
It is definitely intimidating.
Yeah. And is it still intimidating?
Oh, yeah. I think
yeah.
the most intimidating is when you write something new and
Yeah.
you play that at a show. I mentioned earlier in the show I was 16 when I first wrote I Miss. I was also 16 when I first performed I Miss. I was also
Wow.
16 when I cried on stage because I was not over that boyfriend that I wrote it about.
Wow.
I guess it's kind of embarrassing to say. I probably shouldn't announce that. But
Oh, I broke down and cried too
Yeah,
before
but-
stage.
it's definitely intimidating. With recovery, that's the most, people in the audience don't necessarily know that isn't 100% written about me and my life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the audience, you think that is written about me. That's a very vulnerable song
Yeah.
to play live. So I think it's definitely still intimidating to play live in front of people, but it's even more intimidating to showcase new music because, like I just said, that'd be like going up to a stranger and saying, hey, read these 2 pages from my diary out loud to hundreds of
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
But we'll let music play in the background. Like, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Good and bad thing is almost every new thing I write, I play in front of my dad to kind of see his reaction because even though he's my dad, he's also like my biggest promoter and fan musically,
Yeah.
and he'll tell me if something sounds bad. But I mean, it also gets kind of awkward because the song where my ex-boyfriend's a Rick.
Yeah.
That was kind of an awkward song to play on stage with your dad in the audience at times.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of helps to showcase it to somebody that you're close to and that you trust their opinion first.
Yeah.
And then it helps not be as intimidated when you're on stage in front of strangers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Sorry, I got wrapped up in that.
You're fine.
And we have about 5 minutes left, and this has been Beyond the Music. Hopefully you've caught some of the YouTube live, and if not, we like to snip it up and post it on our YouTube channel. We have almost 1,500 videos now.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, from the live performances right here in our studio. And our guest tonight, Ashley Ledrick, and this has been a great hour, Ashley.
It's
could
always a
sit here.
great hour here at Crescent Hill, though.
Yeah. I'm still living a dream. I'm like, is this really real?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some fantastic performers down here. Not just this show, of course, all of the shows. If you listen to Hippy Head Spotlight and HomeGrown Radio Hour, some of the finest bands, and a lot of them have gone on to tour nationally. We've had right here on Beyond the Music, we've had Small Time Napoleon, who are doing a 5-state tour. Quiet Hollers, of course, they're on the road constantly.
Yeah.
And so it's really a cool thing to have everybody here. So, and here you are,
Here I am.
Ashley Ledrick, playing your amazing tunes.
Thank you.
If you got one more for
Yeah.
us.
I talked so much
close
about
out?
recovery. I guess we'll end with that one.
Oh, beautiful. This is Recovery, Miss Ashley Ledrick. Thank you so much for listening to Beyond the Music. I'm Gavin Castor. Peace to you all.
Shutting out, well, that's kind of a habit by now. And lying about how I really feel came naturally. I'm letting down the walls I built slowly, one by one. And I'm letting you in, no stopping. Once it's all begun, and I know it seems kinda small, like it's no big deal, but it's a big step for me. I'm starting to heal. I know you don't understand it it all, but you're trying, and that's okay. Just help me stand tall and stay. You showed me what it's like to let go. Say how you really feel and let it show. What you've been afraid to let people see. This isn't story time no more. It's recovery. It's recovery. And on the outside I seem normal, just a teenage girl, but I'm my own worst enemy. Inside my head, the world around me is breaking down, but I'm trying to stay strong instead. And I know it seems kinda small, like it's no big deal, but it's a big step for me, starting to heal. I know you don't understand it all, but you're trying, and that's okay. Just help me stand tall and stay. You showed me what it's like to let go. Say how you really feel and let it show. What you've been afraid to let people see. This isn't story time no more. It's recovery. It's recovery. I've said I'm fine, my smiles and fake, my wrist of scars, my wrist of mistakes. I've let it all out alone at night, 'cause before you was a solo fight. I know you don't understand it all, but you're trying, and that's okay. Just help me stand tall and please stay. You showed me what it's like to let go. Say how you really feel and let it show. What you've been afraid to let people see. This isn't story time no more. It's recovery. It's recovery. It's recovery. It's recovery.